You will be placed on hold until a moderator arrives.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this first installment of the Welcome to Germany series. I have Karina from the German National Tourist Office on the line, and she will be presenting the best of Germany along with her partners. Just a reminder, we will be raffling off a luxury basket of German delicacies among agents who attend all 4 episodes of the series. My name is Jacqueline. I will be moderating this session. If you have any questions for the presenters, please type them in the chat box and Karina will field them at the end of the presentation. Karina, just begin whenever you're ready.
Well, thank you very much, Jacqueline, for this nice introduction. My name is Karina Schumacher, and I am with the German National Tourist Office here in Toronto. On behalf of my partners, I would like to welcome you to our first webinar for the 4-part series. With me today are Rupert Geiger, representing Munich Tourism, and Arina Enz, representing the Deutsche Bahn. Before my partners get started, I would just like to give you a quick note on what is new and important for this year in Germany. In 2014, we celebrate a very important anniversary, 25 years of the fall of the wall, as well as 25 years of peaceful revolution. I will be talking in more detail about what is going on in Germany and what kind of events we will be hosting and celebrating this year in webinar number 3 on April 9th. Next to this important anniversary, we focus this year on the 38 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Only the most outstanding testimonies to the history of mankind and nature are granted the World Heritage title by UNESCO, and 38 of them are in Germany. They have been grouped under 7 themes, and a total of 8 attractive routes have been developed to attract culturally minded visitors to Germany. These routes combine UNESCO World Heritage Sites with other popular attractions in Germany. This picture shows the historical town of Bamberg, which has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This, as well as other historical towns, along with architectural monuments, significant industrial sites, and distinctive natural landscapes like the Garden Kingdom of Dessau-Wörlitz, shown in this picture, have been deemed to be international historical importance. Together, all those sites create a picture book of human history, exploring cultural differences, as well as historical and regional characteristics of offering thousands of years of history. We have developed a brochure, an app, and a website that will assist you and your clients to discover these highlights. The Welterbe app, World Heritage app, features all 38 UNESCO World Heritage sites and routes, as well as many other highlights. More information can be found on www.germany.travel/UNESCO. Next, I would like to give you some information of some of Germany's most beautiful scenic routes. Germany's scenic routes are an easy way to explore Germany at your own pace. They are ideal for discovering the country, and one can choose from over 150 diverse routes, each featuring a different aspect of Germany's regions. Needless to say that Deutsche Bahn offers you endless opportunities to reach every single corner in Germany, as Arina will confirm later on, if your clients like to skip 1 or 2 sites in favor of others and arrive well rested at their destination. Since we are in Munich today with Rupert, who will speak later on, let's start with one of the most prestigious routes, the German Alpine Road. The Grand Dame of Germany's scenic routes runs through the spectacular alpine foothills of southern Bavaria and is winding over 450 kilometers or 280 miles from Lindau on Lake Constance in the west, all the way to Schöngau on Lake Königssee in the east. With Mother Nature acting both as a stage designer and director, the slogan, "Every mile a smile," couldn't be more apt. The stunning scenic Alpine Road is simply littered with treasures. 21 mountain lakes, 25 castles, palaces, abbeys, more than 60 spa resorts, and several hundred peaks, not to mention the charming villages along the way. The panoramic alpine views are shown to their best advantage in this region, bustling with merry musicians, where beer gardens and traditional inns serve tankards of Bavaria's finest, and customs are woven into the very fabric of local life. Next up, the fairy tale and romantic road. Let the 600-kilometer long German fairy tale route transport you to the magical world of the Brothers Grimm. from their birthplace in Hanau, which is in the center of Germany, all the way to the north in Bremen and its famous four-legged town musician. Many fairy tale stories begin with once upon a time. Now you can create your own fairy tale adventure as you follow in the footsteps of these two master storytellers. The German fairy tale route offers culture, history, enchanting medieval towns, bewitched castles, fairy tale palaces, and museums. Lose yourself in a realm of fairy tales, sagas, myths, and legends where the festivities never stop. Open-air plays, puppet theaters, fairy tale festivals, themed meals, and medieval tafeline feasts. And there's even the chance to bump into some of your favorite fairy tale characters. Live the dream in Saarburg Castle, where Sleeping Beauty's prince woke her from her enchanted sleep. Last but not least, I would like to take you to the Romantic Road, which whisks you away on a journey of approximately 400 kilometers from Würzburg to Füssen in the Allgäu. The grandfather of Germany's scenic routes, now more than 60 years old, is a highlight that attracts visitors from all over the world. Nature, culture, and hospitality are the three hallmarks of the Romantic Road. This route offers exciting buildings and historical sites that have lost none of their charm. The very name Romantic Road expresses how many visitors from Germany and from abroad feel when they first feast their eye on this spectacular backdrop of riches, Western history, art and culture, fascination, and a sense of being taken back in time. The Romantic Road is also Germany's festival road. From May until well into autumn, it fizzes with historical festivals offering fresh air, entertainment, delicious food, and tangy beer. Alternatively, you can discover the magic of this dream route on foot or by bike. For more information on the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as well as on all the beautiful scenic roads in Germany, over to my colleague Rupert, who is in the beautiful town of Munich. I heard the weather is very nice there. So Rupert, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Karina. Hello, everyone. My name is Rupert Geiger from the city of Munich. It's 6 p.m. local time here. Beautiful sunny afternoon, pretty cold, but we expect warm weather for the weekend. So if you don't have any plans for the weekend, come here. I think I have to go back to the first one, right? Sorry for that. I'd like to start with a few facts about Munich. Munich is about the size of Montreal, approximately 1.4 million inhabitants. It's, for North American standards, a pretty old city. It's about 850 years old, and it's Germany's third largest city after Berlin and Hamburg. Many people here call Munich village of a million because it's a metropolis, a large city, but nevertheless a very charming one. And because of that, many people are surprised to hear that it's a hotspot of German economy with companies like BMW, Allianz Insurance, Siemens, or MAN at home in Munich. Tourism is also a pretty important economy in Munich, with hotels offering more than 60,000 beds, and we had 12.8 million bed nights last night, and fortunately more than 100,000 overnights from Canada. Munich is lucky because we have an excellent airport. It's number 2 in Germany after Frankfurt, number 7 in Europe, and it has been voted best airport in Europe for several times the last few years. Another special thing about Munich is the location. Munich is in the very heart of Europe, in the middle between Paris and Budapest, between Prague and Milan. So it's easy to get everywhere. whenever your clients travel to Europe, Munich is on their way. Is it by train or by plane or by car? You can reach almost any important city in Europe from Munich. So what makes Munich so special to the traveler? First of all, it offers unique sites, especially museums. It offers unique traditions. If you ask Canadians for what's a German tradition, most of the things they might mention is beer, music, traditional dress, maybe Oktoberfest. All of those things are things you can find in Munich. Another thing that's special about Munich are the surroundings, landscape around, with UNESCO sites, with mountains and palaces. And of course, it's also the unique culinary experience and the unique brands. But let me start with the museums. In Munich, there are amazing art museums. For instance, the Pinakothek Art Museums. Those are 4 different museums covering art between the 14th and the 21st century. So there you can find anything from Dürer or Rubens to Picasso. Another museum I really want to recommend to your clients is the recently reopened Lenbach House. If your clients like the colorful art expressionism, like you can see on the picture with the blue horse, that's the museum to go to. They have an amazing collection of Kandinsky, Mark, or Macke, and everyone I took there was just excited. Another museum that's pretty special is the Haus der Kunst. This gallery was originally built by the Nazis in 1938 to be the Museum of German Art, but nowadays it has been turned into a very innovative art gallery for contemporary art. So it's a really stunning contrast. But of course, it's not all about art in Munich. It's also about the technical museums. Many of you might know that Munich is the home of the BMW car maker. So in Munich you can find almost anything connected with BMW. A BMW museum, a so-called BMW Welt, which means BMW World, and the plant of BMW, the original first plant, is also something you can visit there. And besides that, we also have the Deutsches Museum, which is the world's largest technical museum. And there you can find anything which is connected to techniques. That's, for instance, the first car that's ever been built. There are World War II airplanes. There are submarines, coal mines, and fire engines. So for almost everyone, something to play and be excited about. Last but not least, I want to mention the palaces in Munich. There are 3 royal palaces in the city of Munich. All of them are worth a visit. Nymphenburg, for instance, where the famous Mad King Ludwig II was born, who built the fairy tale castle of Neuschwanstein. Or Schleißheim Palace with an amazing porcelain collection. But of course, it's not all about sights in Munich. Something which excites people who come to Munich are the traditions. The first tradition I want to mention, because it's springtime now and the leaves are coming out, is the beer garden. It's more than 200 years now. It's a Munich favorite. And everyone who has been to a beer garden is fascinated about that concept. Usually we start in March and end in October, and that's where you meet Munich people. The special thing about the beer garden is that you can even bring your own food. So if you want to get something at the supermarket, for instance, you can take it to the beer garden. You just get your fresh beer there. Another Munich tradition is, of course, the Oktoberfest. But many people assume, because it's worldwide known and copied, that it's a very touristy thing. And that's not true. We made a survey recently, and the interesting thing was that more than 85% of the visitors are from Bavaria, which means Munich and around. Last but not least, Munich and Bavaria are also known for the Bavarian music and dress. That's something you can find at the festivals around here. I already mentioned the surroundings of Munich. That's also something that's unique. Within 2 hours or less from Munich city center, you can find UNESCO heritage sites like Regensburg or the famous Wieskirche, a pilgrimage church. You can find places like medieval towns of Nuremberg, Rothenburg, or Salzburg. You can find the royal palaces of the Mad King I just mentioned, Neuschwanstein, Linderhof, and Herrenchiemsee. Of course, you can also find the Alps there. It's very, very close. And what's very good if you have travelers who are traveling on a FIT basis, most of those sites are accessible by Grey Line bus tours and, Irina might also tell about that, by train. Public transport and train is very common and very public in Germany. It's very accessible. Of course, many people who come to Germany ask for food and culinary experience. And that's a point where Munich is really famous for. Everyone knows the Weißwurst, the Brezel, or the Apfelstrudel, but it's more than that. Of course, the beer is also important. And what many people don't know, there are 12-star honored restaurants in Munich who spoil the gourmet. I already started to mention the famous brands of Munich. Of course, there's BMW with the museum and the Welt and the factory, but there's also FC Bayern Munich. They just became again German soccer champion yesterday. And there's also the Hofbräuhaus, probably the most popular restaurant all over the world. It's been founded in 1589, and you still can experience its vibrant atmosphere. So now let me try to sum up how to sell Munich. When a client comes to you and asks you for Munich or asks you for a trip, then to whom to sell Munich? The first idea I would propose is the car lovers. If your client has a BMW or loves cars, send them to Munich. They will love that place. They will love to see where the car was originally built and born. Food lovers will also love Munich. If they enjoy exquisite dining, they will enjoy the variety of restaurants they can find in Munich. For art lovers, I already told about the museums and the palaces, but there are also 2 opera houses that are good and offer plenty of things for the art lovers. It's also good and easy to sell Munich to those people who love the old Europe. If your clients love to experience the Europe of fairy tales and of half-timbered houses, Munich and the area around are a fantastic area for them. And last but not least, Munich is a great place for people who want to have a good time. If they go to the beer garden, if they go to the Hofbräuhaus, they will meet the locals and enjoy themselves. And maybe that's also interesting for you to know that we recently made a survey among the clients and the people coming to Munich, and more than 95% of those people visiting Munich said they loved it and they would love to recommend it to their friends. So if you sell Munich to your clients, it's never a mistake. Last but not least, how can I help you? If you have further questions, you can always go to our online sales guide, and of course you can go back to me. You can reach me under tourism.sales@münchen.de or on the phone number or you go to Karina, to the German National Tourist Office. She will direct the questions directly to me. So thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you in Munich.
Thank you very much, Rupert. That just made me want to go to Munich this weekend, and not just for the weather. So thank you very much for this. Bahn, German Railway. Irina, whenever you're ready.
Hello. Thank you very much. Well, I'm very happy to tell you a little bit about how to travel within Germany, and well, the best way obviously to travel within the country, within Germany, and also from Germany to other European countries is traveling by train. So what I would like to tell you is why train travel is actually the best way to travel around Germany and Europe. And of course, obviously, what are the best tickets that are available for your customers and where you can actually get them. So let's start with some general insight. Karina already told you that Germany hosts a vast variety of very exciting touristic highlights, but in Germany, those touristic highlights are usually spread all over the country. So you find them in more than 150 cities all over the country, but also the countrysides are really exciting. So whenever you want to explore Germany, you need a way to get around. Deutsche Bahn offers a really dense rail network within Germany and operates more than 25,000 trains per day, which might give you an idea on the high frequency and the frequent departures that you would find within Germany, and that it enables you basically to travel around the country or from any destination in Germany to any other at any point of any time of the day. The Deutsche Bahn network is a combination of a high-speed train network and also regional trains. The high-speed trains, of course, connect all the bigger cities within Germany, and they are usually operated by our state-of-the-art trains, the intercity express trains. And all the more regional and outskirt areas are connected with regional trains. So, as I said, any destination in Germany can easily be reached using a DB train. But whenever you have any customers who fly into Europe, they might want to combine Germany with other highlights in Europe. For some reason, I can't show you the picture, which is quite a shame. And Deutsche Bahn also, well, not only offers and operates a very dense rail network within Germany, but we also connect 250 direct connections to 80 foreign cities. So trail travel is not only a great option for trips within one country, but also for a nice European itinerary. As I just mentioned, the intercity express trains are our high-speed trains. They travel at a speed of up to 300 kilometers per hour. So that's quite obvious that this leads to pretty short and very competitive travel times. Just to give you some examples, if your customer wants to travel from Frankfurt to Stuttgart or Berlin to Hamburg, they can reach their destination in only 90 minutes. And from Frankfurt Airport to Cologne, travel time totals only up to 55 minutes. So it's really efficient and really easy to get around. Also for the international connections that I just mentioned, you can reach Paris from Frankfurt in less than 4 hours, which is actually impossible to be beaten by a flight connection. So for your sending your customers on the train will give them will not only send them on a trip, but it will give them a real travel experience, and they will travel safely and arrive safely and relaxed at their travel destinations while traveling at high level of comfort, enjoying the catering on board, and of course the high service level on the trains. The great thing about the rail network in Germany, and especially for our non-European customers who fly into Germany, is the fact that the rail network is neatly connected to the airports. Just to give you an example, for the customers arriving in Frankfurt Airport, which is one of the most frequented airports in Europe,
they will find a railway station right below Terminal 1 of Frankfurt Airport, and from there they will easily travel to any destination within the country. And another important fact, train stations are always located in the very city center of each town. So, and this makes it a fantastic way to actually go on a sightseeing tour, because you will arrive in Cologne city center, for example, and once you get out of the railway station, you are already standing in front of the Cologne Cathedral. So it's really easy to reach all the touristic highlights using the train services. And I promised I would give you some ideas on which tickets you could actually get for your customers to give them, first of all, a good deal, second of all, a flexible way of traveling around Germany. And one of these options is the German Rail Pass. The German Rail Pass is a one-country pass for Germany, which can be flexibly used for a certain number of days, 3 to 7 or 10 days, within the one month period. This means they can travel flexibly on, for example, 7 days. They travel 1 day, stay in the city for a couple of days, and use the next day of the pass later on. So this can cover a whole trip throughout Germany of one of your customers. But not everyone is interested in traveling around a lot. Many people also want to stay at some places and might only need a couple of segments. So of course you can always get them point-to-point tickets from any point in Germany to any other, and also for any connections from Germany to other European countries. One great fare that we have available for your customers is a saver fare for trips within Germany. Those trips start at 29 euros for any trip from any German railway station to any other. And the only thing that your customers need to keep in mind when they are using that ticket is that they will always book it for a specific train. So they will need to stick to their timetable whenever they hold this ticket. They, of course, also have an alternative option. They can also, of course, always use the flexible way of traveling around. And they can do that with a standard fare or flexi ticket, which they book for a specific sector from one city to another. And these flexible tickets can be used at any time of the day on this specific route. One great advantage of traveling by train within Germany is that we have an open system, which means that reservations are non-compulsory in Germany. And with this, traveling with a flexible standard fare ticket, or also especially with a rail pass, is really really convenient, because customers don't need to have a very specific itinerary in mind, and they are very flexible to do whatever they like to do and stay at destinations whenever they feel that they want to explore it even more. Well, then of course the most obvious question for you is certainly, how can you actually access the Deutsche Bahn tickets that I've just been talking about, and to give them to your customers? First of all, Deutsche Bahn is partnering up with local travel agents in all international markets, and we are very open towards extending our agency network also to the Canadian market. So if you are interested in selling Deutsche Bahn tickets or also other European rail tickets, we can give you access to 39 European rail carriers and make them available to you using a GDS solution, which you certainly have in your office already. So, well, feel free to become a rail specialist for Germany and Europe, and get in touch with me after the presentation, and I'll be happy to share some more details with you and discuss on how we can start cooperating. For those of you who say that you have rail requests from time to time and you want a very easy solution for your customers to get them the tickets and send the tickets to your customers via email, I can suggest a tool to you, which is the DB Rail Client. This is a web-based online booking tool for travel agents and can be used by anyone who is interested. The tool is completely free of charge, so there are no registration costs involved. There are no booking fees involved. It simply gives you access to national and also international rail tickets. So you can book any point-to-point ticket within Germany or also tickets from Germany to 16 European countries starting at 39 euros only. So if we still got some time, and I think we do, I would be very happy to give you an idea on how this actually looks like. So I will access the DB Rail client now and show you how you can actually make the bookings yourself.
Very good, Irina, if I may say so. Because there have been many questions, as I can see in the chat box already, on how this tool works. So I'm glad that you can take us through the process here now.
Perfect. I think it needs a couple of seconds to load it.
Okay,
Right.
that is no problem. Yeah.
It might take a few seconds because there's a plugin involved, but it shouldn't take long. And thank you so much, everyone, for all the questions. This has been great, and the kind comments.
Yes, thank you. I noticed them as well. It's very good to hear. Maybe in the meantime, Irina, do you mind? I have just picked up some questions from the chat. Are there senior rates for Deutsche Bahn for seniors?
No, there aren't. Of course, seniors will access the normal fare range that all the other customers can access. We do have special tariffs for youth travelers, for the passes, for example. Travelers up to 25 people travel at a discount. And we also have very generous child rules. So children up to 15 travel for free on Deutsche Bahn if they travel with a parent or grandparent, but no special senior rates.
Great, but what you just mentioned, I think, is a very good point.
There we go. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Children up to 15 years can travel for free with their parents. I think this makes sense as we have more and more family travels, and taking the train is definitely a good option for them. So I will let you go ahead and show us.
That's right, Irina. We'll be able to see, sorry to interrupt you, Karina. We'll be able to see everything that you are putting your mouse on. So right now we can see the Deutsche Bahn website.
Perfect. So this is a DB Rail client. It is available in several languages. For you, it might only be relevant that it's available in France or in French, and also in English for the other non-European countries. Of course, you could also use the UK site, but we have a special site for our non-European users. So I will quickly log in for you. Of course, if you're interested after the session, you can of course register yourself clicking on this link, register for the first time. This will lead you to a little form that you need to fill in, and then, well, off you go. We will send you the registration data, and you can start booking immediately. So let's log on. Doesn't want, so we take that one. So this is actually the general interface. It's pretty simple, very, very easy to use. So we will simply click on book tickets. Give me 1 second. Okay, book tickets and reserve seats. And well, where do we want to travel? I would suggest that we've been to Munich, so why not travel from Munich to combine it with another European country, because maybe your customers are traveling throughout the continent. So we are traveling to Venice. Still some time left, so I guess your customers wouldn't book for tomorrow. So we travel on the 25th of May, a little bit earlier maybe. And we would see we have, well, the cheapest price that we would find, we have a ticket for 49 euros, which is a saver fare, which is which you see here. SP is for Sparpreis, which is the translation for saver fare. So you would find a ticket for 49 euros. You wouldn't have to change the train, so it's a direct connection from Munich to Venice. You could also think about traveling in first class and see what's actually the price difference. You see, you travel at 69 euros also as a saver fare ticket on this European route. So you simply click on proceed, and you are asked if you want to have a seat reservation. As I told you, you don't need to have reservations in Germany, and also for trips to Italy it's not compulsory, but of course you can have a seat reservation if you want to be really sure that you have a seat, or if you have any special preferences. So let's say you want to sit in an open saloon at a window seat because you want to see the beautiful landscape passing by. And you proceed to the order, you fill in the traveler's data. I won't do that now because it would take us too long, but it's really easy. It's just the general data that you certainly have. And all the payments are done by credit card. So, and what is important to mention here, you have two fields where you find the credit card information. So you choose a credit card number and expiry date, and you see that below here the fields are also filled in. The difference is this is the credit card for payment, and this is a credit card for the identification on the train. Make sure that in this section you use the credit card of the customer, because he will be the one traveling and he will be the one who will be asked for the credit card as an identification number on the train. So once this is all filled in, you will click on the proceed button and you can finalize your order. All the tickets that you will book via this tool are available as PDF online tickets, so you can easily send the tickets directly from the tool either to your own account and forward it to the customer, or you can also send it directly to the customer from the tool. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you. I'm not sure how I get back to the other screen.
I'll close it into Karina's screen, and we can. Are you finished with your presentation, Irina?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we will just go back to Irina's contact information, and we can move into the questions about Munich and the railways as well. So Karina, whenever you're ready.
Yes, thank you, Jacqueline, and thank you, Irina. That was a great introduction on how to use this excellent tool, and I can only confirm from my own experience that it is indeed very, very helpful and easy to travel around Germany by train, and you can just sit back, look outside the window and enjoy the beautiful scenery and just go from one town to the next and explore everything that Germany has to offer. I just quickly want to pick up on some questions that I have been following along the way through the chat box. First of all, Rupert, I have a question for you. Dominic asked, what is the best off-season for a visit to Munich?
Usually I would say something between April and October is high season, and of course it's also December for the Christmas markets. It, of course, always depending a little bit on the weather, but a good off-season is right now, the end of March and first half of April. What I also do recommend, because many people don't expect that, look out for the holidays. The days around Easter, for instance, are very good as a very good travel season, both weather-wise and the hotel rates go down because there is no business travel. So I do recommend this season.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Dominic also asked if I suppose you mean, Dominic, solo travel for women in general or to Munich? Since we have Munich here with us today, Munich, would you suggest female single travelers to travel to Germany and to Munich?
Of course.
Thank you.
it's very safe and easy.
Yeah.
There's no obstacle I can see here. I mean, Munich in particular, it's one of the safest cities all over Europe, and in general, it's very common that people and women travel alone here. I mean, of course, if you go to a big city, you always have to switch on your brain and don't carry valuables in an open way if you're on the underground or so. But it's definitely very easy to travel and very easy to get around.
Perfect. I can only agree with you, Rupert. There's no hesitation in that sense. And all of Germany is very safe and welcoming, and there is much to do for you as a female traveler as well as a male traveler. So I can only confirm that information. Rupert, again, one for you from Celine. Munich tours for short stays. Do you have something on the top of your head that you can suggest?
For short stays, right?
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Short.
Yeah, on the online sales guide, I recommend it. We have several programs for 2 days, for 4 days, for 7 days. So if you ask me right away for what I would recommend for 2 days, then what I would say is, first of all, go to one of the art museums. Second, go to one of the technical museums. Third, don't miss a beer garden. And number 4, if you really can do it in 2 days, I mean, it's a lot, do one excursion to the area around.
Perfect. Sounds great. And just to follow up on that, how easy is it to get bus or metro tickets for public transportation in general in Munich?
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, the ticketing machines are in English. They work with screens. Most of them also take credit cards. So it's easy. What I always recommend, because the ticketing system itself, it's a bit complicated in some cities, what I recommend is always take a day ticket or a so-called welcome card, because then you travel all day or sometimes even 3 days without worrying about tickets. And that's also good. In Germany, usually the tickets are valid for all kinds of transport. So in Munich, you buy one ticket, you can go by metro, by train, by bus, by streetcar. So whatever means of travel you use, you can use it with one ticket.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that information, Rupert. Irina, you have covered very much of the Deutsche Bahn offers so far already. So we have summed up that there are group tickets for a cheaper rate, and there are children until the age of 15 can travel for free. There's also a difference between first and second class on Deutsche Bahn. How would you see the difference? Is there a huge difference between traveling on first or second class, or could travelers who come from Canada easily book a second class ticket without worrying?
Well, without worrying, definitely they can also travel on second class. Generally, well, we were talking about traveling as single women in Germany. Traveling on trains is very safe, so no one needs to worry about anything. And this refers to night and day trains. There is, of course, a difference between first and second class. So basically, in first class, you have a little bit more leg room. You've got leather seats, food being catered to your seat, free newspapers, and well, a little different service level in first class. But of course, it's totally fine also to travel in second class. It's just a matter of comfort, legroom, and so on. But you also got power sockets on every seat, so it's for the high-speed trains. And we usually recommend first class, especially also for business travelers who want to have some quiet space, work during their trip. And this will probably be even easier in first class. So this is my recommendation.
Okay, great. Thank you. You have mentioned some of the train stations which are connected to airports. So us traveling from Canada to Germany, we usually go through Frankfurt or Munich. Frankfurt has a train station connected right to the airport. And Munich, what is the easiest way to get from Munich airport to a Deutsche Bahn train?
Is this a question to Munich or to me?
To both of you, actually. To both.
Yeah, let me answer it. It's in Munich. You have also a train station at the airport underground. From there, you use the S-Bahn trains. They leave every 10 minutes and take you right to the main station where you can enter the high-speed trains, the ICE trains.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it's all very accessible, easy to access. And there has been a question about a luggage transfer from your flight to the train. Irina, do you want to maybe give us an update on that?
Well, we do not have a direct luggage transfer from airports to train. Well, as I said, of course it's important that those two stations are closely located, but there is no luggage service as such. So yes, people would need to carry their luggage on the train, but there's enough storage room on the trains to keep the luggage.
Exactly. And as you mentioned, the way from the terminal at the airport is wide enough and easy enough to pull your bag behind you or to pick up a cart. So there is really no trouble and issue with that, and you can travel comfortably within Germany. There have been a few questions about concert tickets, if we should get them here in Canada or if we should buy them over there in Germany. Rupert, for your experience with Munich, let's say you have a big concert coming up or a musical event, would you recommend people, travelers, the clients of the travel agents to buy their tickets in Canada or?
Yeah, it depends a little bit on the concert and the event. Usually I recommend to check out if it's available in Canada. Most of the large concerts are, and then purchase it in advance. If you want to, if you're not sure if it's sold out and if they can get tickets at the location itself, then just go on and ask me, because usually we can judge about that a little bit. But be aware that, for instance, classical concerts are sold out many times, so it's really recommended to get hold of tickets before.
Okay, yes, that's a good point. Irina, Rupert, did you pick up any other questions that you would like to address? I am just looking through my list here. Maybe one more question from Anita for you, Irina. How far in advance are schedules out for booking from Deutsche Bahn?
Well, the schedules are basically online all the time. We have two major schedule changes per year in June and in December, but you probably won't notice. Schedules are generally available from our website, so from bahn.com. There's also a site, bahn.com/international, addressing the needs of all the overseas customers. So please always feel free to visit that website. It has a very comprehensive itinerary service for all of Europe, and it makes it very easy to plan a journey. And what you might refer to as well is how long in advance you can actually book specific fares. Because I was talking about some saver fares, some special discounts on point-to-point tickets starting from 29 euros within Germany. Those are available 3 months in advance, 3 months prior to booking, prior to departure. You can issue those tickets.
Okay. I just see that there is one question coming in. If somebody encounters a problem while booking a ticket on deutschebahn.com, how can they get in touch with a kind of support because of the time difference as well?
Yeah. Well, we do have a hotline that can be contacted for help for online bookings if you're really referring to bookings that you did yourself on bahn.com, which is actually a B2C portal. Another option might be to really go into the Way client, which has the exact same portfolio, because there you can actually manage the bookings of your customers. So when you do a booking for a customer, you will find the PNR file in the tool, and you can edit the bookings, change it refund it, cancel it. So that will probably make the management of your customers' bookings much easier than going to the B2C side.
Perfect. Great. Okay. Thank you. I am just going through the questions again. Rupert, Irina, did you see a question that I have not addressed?
Well, I saw a couple of questions with regard either to the tool or the booking option via a GDS, and also the difference between Rail Europe and booking with us directly. So because I saw like 3 or 4 of these questions, I might address them all together. First of all, for the GDS, for the direct access to our system, this is a very, very complex topic, so I would suggest that you just get in touch with me after the presentation, and I'll be very happy to have a call with you in the upcoming days to give you some more detailed information or provide it to you directly. With regard to the booking options via Rail Europe does have access to the majority of tickets that we offer for travel within Germany, not to everything. So just, well, out of curiosity, just visit the site and see what else is there. And of course, commission level is always an important issue for you. I totally understand that. We do offer a commission on all the bookings via the DB Rail Client tool. We offer a 3% flat commission. And you should keep in mind that there are no booking fees involved using this tool in comparison to any other tool that you might find in that market. So I'm very happy to share more detailed information on that, or just visit the tool directly after the webinar. The link is db-rc.com, and whenever you got any questions, feel free to get in touch with me.
Sorry, Irina, it's db-rc.com?
db-rc.com. I can type it in.
Okay, go ahead.
Very good. Rupert, did you want to pick up on a question? How about for individuals to attend palace concerts or castle concerts, which do also happen around Munich? Can they go by themselves, or do they have to be in a big group to visit these concerts?
No. That's something you can always do individually. So usually they are happy to sell the tickets individually. As I mentioned, just be aware that some of the concerts might be sold out, so you better take care of it before. But many of the concerts also can be accessed at the day of the performance.
Very good. Thank you. Did you want to add something to that? Sorry.
No. I just remembered that I read a question about private tours at the castles.
Yes.
That's something which can't be answered in general. Private tours in some castles are possible, but especially the very popular castles, they do not offer private tours. They have running group business from morning to the evening, so there are no private tours there. But if you have a specific request for that, we can always point you to castles who do private tours.
Perfectly, Rupert. And I would, in that case, definitely forward the request from an agent to your attention. So if anybody has questions, more further questions regarding that private or group castle tours, for example, I will be happy to forward that on to Rupert. There has been another question whether the fairy tale or romantic road can be accomplished in 1 hour. Unfortunately not. Germany isn't as big as Canada, but still you will need to schedule some more time to accomplish these routes or roads. I will be happy to give you more details on these 2 routes as well as on the German Alpine route. If you contact me, I will be happy to assist you with that. I'm just looking through. Oh, in 1 day, you mean? Okay, Celine just corrected her question that in 1 day, yes, of course, but then you will really just rush through them all. So you would need to take some more time, but I can send you an email or follow up with you in person next week, maybe, when I see you in Montreal, and give you some more information on that.
Before we log off, I just want to ask Irina, we've had a question from Erica if there's portage service with
Oh, yes.
Bahn.
Good. Skip that, sorry.
Well, actually, we addressed this question before, I think.
Oh, I apologize.
With the luggage.
I saw it was typed in, so I wanted to.
But we might, there was one question from Celine again regarding the price difference from booking in Canada and booking in Germany. I can tell you in general, we offer all the different rates on all the channels and no matter where you book the ticket, so this is definitely not true. You will be able to get the same rates when traveling in Canada, and I usually recommend that you try to get the tickets for the customers before they leave for Germany, because it will certainly give them more security when traveling overseas, to know how they can actually, how they will be able to travel around.
Perfect. And maybe you can also just fill us in on the restaurants in Deutsche Bahn second class.
Well, all the intercity and intercity express trains, they have restaurant cars, which are actually located in between the first and the second class coaches and can of course be accessed by everyone. In first class, you will also have a food service, like a catering to the seat, so you can actually eat at your seat. But of course, the board restaurant and the board bistros are open to everyone.
Okay, great. And Anita just asked you another question, Irina. The Deutsche Bahn is blowing up today here, but it's great that we have you here with us. So there is another question about commission rates for agents booking online with Deutsche Bahn here in Canada.
Well, for booking online, as I said, it's a 3% flat commission. For the booking via the GDS, it's a little bit more, but it depends a little bit on the product. So for the German Rail Pass, you will receive a 2-digit commission. So this would certainly be quite attractive for you, I guess, because of course the tickets for a couple of days are a little bit more expensive than just point-to-point tickets.
Okay. Great. Okay, I think we covered almost everything. I'm sorry if we couldn't get back to every single question, but you have all of our email addresses and contact information. You can all reach me at carina.schumacher@germany.travel, and I will be more than happy to forward your questions and requests to Rupert and to Irina. So if there's anything that we have not been able to cover within the last 60 minutes, please feel free to contact me. I think, Jacqueline, please correct me if I'm wrong, but we will also be sending out some information to all the participants of this webinar.
That's
and
right.
Also,
That's
yes.
right.
And
Thank
also,
you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Irina. Go ahead, Karina.
I just wanted to remind everybody of our second session for next week. Same day, Wednesday, same time, 1 p.m. I'm looking forward to having you here with me again. And Jacqueline, you have the final words.
Sure. Thank you so much, Karina. I want to thank everyone again for attending today's session, and thank you for all the questions. It really is great when we receive so much interest in our webinar topics. We do these for you, so I'm so glad you're enjoying them. And for all the kind comments from Marion and Gail and Jackie and Anita, it's such a joy to receive them. Dominique as well. I want to thank everyone again for attending. I want to thank the GNTO and their partners for joining us today, Rupert and Irina and Karina. Thanks for being here from Germany. I will be sending out a recording of the broadcast with PDFs of the presentations and some contact information for you all. Remember to join us on April 2nd for episode 2, a look at traveling to Germany. Cheers and thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
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 Auf Wiedersehen.